We open on a cityscape late at night. We go in to see a vast jewel collection. A man sneaks into the window wearing all green. Stealing the most valuable necklace out of the jewelry collection, he makes his escape, climbing down the side of the building. A police officer is scared of this man, claims he's a ghost. The man runs away into the night, clearly impressed with himself. He hides in the back of our hero's mystery machine, and that is where our story begins. Welcome to Mysteries in the Machine.
Meddling kids, welcome to Mysteries in the Machine, and it's 1970, and it's season 2 of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? I don't know why I'm singing this part, but I am.
Well, we do have a song later in the episode, so...
I am Charlie.
And I'm Ethan.
This is a time. We have a new intro to Scooby-Doo. Like, this theme song is the same, but the music is different. I think it's sung by someone else.
I believe so.
And all the stuff in the background, like, is the new villains and what have you.
Mm-hmm. For the most part. You're still in there.
Of course, I'm the most iconic villain of Scooby-Doo.
Indeed.
Charlie, the most perfect robot.
The most perfect.
Yeah, how do we feel about this new theme song? Do we like it better or worse?
I vibe with it. The season 1 intro holds a special place in my heart, but I still like this.
I think this one gets more 70s vibes to me.
For sure, for sure.
Also, I think this is the season. It's short-lived, but I feel like this is the one that has the most of the iconic, like, running away songs.
For sure.
Like, what is this, like 8 episodes? But I swear every single one of these episodes has one of those kinds of things.
Yeah, it's 8 episodes.
This is like when it really started to be about the, like, running away and maybe the doors.
Well, we'll get into that later. Believe me, I'm very excited about that.
So this says 1970 on it, finally. Are we happy about this? It's no longer 69.
Yes, is no longer saying 1969 is the copyright date.
So sad. No more 69s.
Not nice anymore.
And we have a pun name.
Indeed,
Nowhere to hide.
Listen, the best Scooby-Doo episode titles are puns. Just gonna make that clear.
I think this name especially works based on, like, the premise of the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's literally trying to hide.
Mm-hmm.
In the opening sequence, no less.
Indeed.
That's good.
Well, he is successful. He's successful.
He is. This is, like, one of the creepier ones.
Oh, yeah.
I swear.
It's very, very good vibe setting, tone setting, or scene setting right off the bat. You can definitely tell that they got more money for this season, and that will become more apparent later on.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I don't know, this definitely has the iconic Scooby-Doo villain where he's just green, and that's how you know he's a ghost.
Yep.
Like,
just green.
So so as you already described to us, this creepy green man steals stuff from, like, several stories up in a jewelry store, climbs back down, avoids the police, and hides in the mystery machine.
Which, like, how did he get from the middle of the city to the malt shop where the mystery machine was that fast?
He's that talented.
He's just that guy, I guess.
He's just that guy. So they're at the malt shop. The gang is hanging out, as they do. We only hang out in malt shops or on beaches.
Only. Exclusively.
And what is Scooby doing? As he always does?
Stealing Shaggy's food.
Yeah.
But this time, it's under the guise of a magic trick.
Yeah. This is why Scooby is a trickster, okay? Like,
Yeah. Look, Charlie, I know how much you love your tricksters.
I do love a good trickster. I mean, I mostly love a good thief, but like he's also just like a trickster,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Well, our villain's a thief, unfortunately for you, but
Yeah, I don't like him as much.
no.
He's not as fun in it.
He is not.
Yeah, so Scooby eats all of Shaggy's food, and it's like ice cream with what is it on top?
It's a pickle,
Like-
but they drew it like a jalapeno.
That's what I was confused about. Like, alright.
If they didn't say it was a pickle, I would have thought it was a jalapeno.
Me too, bro. So
once those shenanigans are over, the gang heads back to the mystery machine.
And Shaggy is telling this story about I was a teenage blob.
Sure.
And it's like, well, what is it? He's like ironically describing something that's happening, isn't he? Like how the guy sneaked into there.
Yeah, because it was Velma said that she saw it, and she said that the blob was sneaking in the back of cars.
Oh, she's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't tell who was speaking on the captions. I'm just like, somebody's talking about this, and it's very weird.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Velma.
Yeah, but it's a very good ironic moment of like, oh, the blob would hide in the back of cars. And there's this creepy dude hiding in the back of their van currently, so...
Also, Fred, lock your van. It's not that hard.
It was 1970. Nobody locked things back then.
Cars had locks.
Nah, cars didn't have locks. Who locked their cars?
I don't know. Not Fred.
No. Not Fred. So we're going down a weird road. As usual, Fred is coming up with whatever weird ways to go that are shortcuts. And now they're all cold because the heater is broken.
I'm convinced Fred doesn't actually know any shortcuts.
Oh no, Fred does not know where to go whatsoever. He's the type of man who doesn't ask for directions and believes he knows exactly where he's going, but gets them all lost. Don't worry about it. He's fine. This is how they get into their mysteries.
Indeed.
And then, like literally, there's a man in the back of the machine. Scooby pulls the blanket off to be like, oh, I'm just gonna grab this. Oh, there's a creepy man there.
Well, and their first thought is not, oh shit, there's a man in here. It's, there's a ghost.
Yeah, of course. Just not some creepy dude. It has to be a ghost. Always. But, yeah, he scares them. We stop the car. He runs away into some spooky fog shit. And then we gotta follow him because, like, we gotta follow the suspicious character, obviously.
It's like, well, and not even that, like, people around town know who this man is.
Mm-hmm. There's been a story going on lately. The ghost of Hyde?
Sure.
That sounds like a thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The gang is watching him from afar as he, like, goes into this weird house. Shaggy is biting Scooby's nails. That's how you can tell he's super scared.
Yeah, not his own nails. Scooby's nails.
Mm-hmm. And then we go around the back to try to find our way in. The back door is unlocked. But...
It's a trap door.
I wonder if this is where the live action got it from. Because, like, the Scooby-Doo 2, we, like, ring the doorbell, and then there's, like, the weird trapdoor thing situation.
That'd be my guess, yeah.
It's good shit. But you know what? At least there is a mattress. Kind of broken mattress at this point, but there's a mattress at the bottom of this pit that they fall in.
It's still a mattress.
And now we're in a spooky laboratory.
Ooh.
What? A laboratory? A man named Mr. Hyde? And now there's a strange doctor man whose name is Jekyll?
Dun dun dun.
Alright. Ethan, what do you know about Jekyll and Hyde? Have you read it? What do you know about it, if anything?
I actually know very little about it. I've actually never read The Tale of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Basically, I just know, like, the spark notes of it. I don't know, like, the details of the story.
I mean, me too, honestly.
Basically, I know there's a man, he has an alter ego that comes out sometimes.
Yeah. It's not quite the way that people think it is from what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched the Overly Sarcastic Productions video, and in that Reddit explains that, like...
They do good work. They do
very good work explaining some classics that I'm just I don't have the time or energy for some of these.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not necessarily that it's like a split personality type deal or DID situation. It's not that. It's like he takes this potion to change into someone else, to like just look different. And because
Mhm.
he's in the Victorian era where everything is so fucking repressed, what he does is he goes out and he just like lives like his unrepressed dreams of like doing whatever the fuck he wants and not being
Okay.
judged.
So
So like
this is him. So he's basically trying to come out of the closet by disguising himself as someone else.
honestly, like I mean that's how it was described to me, so I'm just like he could be like performing drag. Like you don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Honestly,
He's just
what's
doing what's
stopping Mr. Hyde from being a drag persona?
I think that's what's happening. Clearly, Mr. Hyde is just a drag persona. But yeah, so like it does become a little bit worse when I don't know if it's intentional, but he does in fact murder someone, I believe. He
Mm.
causes some problems because he's when he's Mr. Hyde, he lets go of all of his inhibitions. So like
Mhm.
not the greatest.
No.
Bad shit happens, and then he can no longer use the Jekyll persona to hide. Cause like that's what he needs so that he can be a member of society and make money and like not go to jail.
Right.
Yeah. So Jekyll quote unquote dies and then he's Mr. Hyde.
Like permanently?
I th- I think he might kill himself. I'm not quite sure. It's been a while since I've looked up what
Okay.
exactly happens, but it's like
Okay. Because
lots
like
of shit.
I think the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde that I know is very different because I was first exposed to them via the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which I don't know if you know what that is.
I have heard of this. I know it exists.
Do you know what the premise is?
It's like a bunch of weird people from like stories that are all
Yeah.
something.
Right. Yeah, because like in the
The
original
most
League of
ambitious
Extraordinary Gentlemen, you
crossover.
have basically it's a crossover of like a bunch of classic literature characters.
Yeah.
Because you have what's Sherlock Holmes on again off again girlfriend name? Eileen Adler, she's in there.
Mm.
You have Captain Nemo from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde,
Shit.
obviously. Dorian Gray was in there at one point. So it's like the Avengers for classics nerds, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. That was kind of the vibe that I got. I was like, I don't know what they're doing, but like they're a team. It's the most ambitious crossover since before Infinity War.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, because the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen came out in like the 80s and 90s. So
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I believe that Jekyll does in fact like die, or Hyde slash Jekyll, both of them die in the end. I think
okay,
because Hyde basically would have to go into hiding because he's running from the police.
right,
So
that's fun.
lots of shit, and it does start off as kind of like a mystery because it's somebody else's perspective trying to figure out what the fuck is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like how Dracula is not the way you would think it is, like story wise.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dracula Daily,
Oh
where
my
you can
god.
hear about Jonathan Harker's adventures uh, in this weird, mysterious castle with this weird, mysterious guy. I don't think we've heard from him in a few weeks. Wonder what's going on with him.
Who knows? I do not partake personally in Dracula Daily, but have you have fun with that. More power to you.
I mostly hear about it vicariously from other people, and I'm like,
Mm.
this is fun. So yeah,
All right.
Jekyll and
So
Hyde
this
exists.
doctor claims to be the great grandson of the first Dr. Jekyll. Okay.
Does that make sense? I mean, one, it's literature, so
Right, but if we're going off of like publication date,
1886 is when it came out. So
okay, yeah, 1886, and
so
this is
that's
1970,
it's less than 100
so
years.
little less than 100 years. I think that's plausible.
I think that's very plausible, but also it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, we're just taking it like with a grain of salt. Like that's just a real person. It's not like a story. It's a real person.
Yeah, this was a real man at one point in time.
Yeah, and he's just like, so I made this. I was trying, unrelated to the Jekyll and Hyde thing, I was trying to make this serum. so that people would only have to take it once in their life for all of their vitamins, is what
Okay.
he's saying. Very weird.
No, this guy would have. Okay, so have you heard of like the fitness influencers, and they promote like all these various different supplements? They are like cure-alls and stuff. That's what he's making.
Yeah, that is what he's making. Interesting.
He's trying to sell diet culture in 1970.
Oh, Dr. Jekyll. What a guy.
What a guy.
So he makes that. He's like, I have to test it. I've been doing this for 3 years. Gotta test it on somebody. Guess it'll be me. Takes it, passes out, and then like a few hours later, his housekeeper wakes him up, and he's got mud on his shoes. Interesting.
It's also just poor science to test on yourself.
Yeah, very poor science.
So.
And I think the kids noticed that like the mud on this Dr. Jekyll's shoes, like in the current time, his mud is dried. So like what? Also, he does have the necklace that we saw Mr. Hyde with earlier. It was in his pocket.
Right,
Ooh.
right.
Spooky. So Fred's like,
Fred tells everybody to look from top to bottom in this place.
Yeah, so we gotta start at the bottom. Shaggy and Scooby in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, sorry, they're in the attic. I lied.
It's fine. It's fine.
So they're the top of the top. I was trying to make a joke that they're the bottom of the bottom. They're the top of the top, right?
They're the top of the top.
Yeah. Okay, so we get an attic. There's cobwebs. We gotta check in this corner and that corner.
And a chest full of bats. And a bunch of costumes.
Okay. Hey.
Sure.
Dr. Jekyll is a theater kid first.
All Scooby-Doo villains are theater kids. We've established this.
He's a theater kid first, a scientist second.
Love that for him.
Scooby finds a creepy mask. I think it's supposed to be an ape. It scares Shaggy so much.
To Never Ape and Ape Man.
Yeah. It's not quite the same mask, but, that is a good reference. True. No. So Scooby goes to help search, because Shaggy gets mad. And he's like, oh no, there's something in this cabinet. It's the scariest thing ever. Oh no. What is it? What is it, Ethan?
It's a mirror.
It's a mirror. This is, I think, like the second time that Scooby's been afraid of his own reflection.
Yep, some along those lines.
Oh, Scooby.
And then the ghost shows up in the attic, but the doors are locked. So Scooby's like, okay, I'll go to this other door. And he opens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different doors, all progressively getting smaller. And a little mouse comes out and is pissed at him. Because, again, Scooby always pisses off small creatures.
We're still in the era of, like, Scooby pissing off every animal he comes across.
Yeah.
I do also enjoy the irony. Like, Shaggy's like, the only thing we're missing here is a giant shadow. And that immediately happens. That's what I was like mentioning earlier. I'm like, oh, Velma's being ironic, Shaggy's being ironic. We gotta love the good Scooby-Doo irony. We
do. But apparently the shadow was not the ghost. It was the housekeeper that woke up Dr. Jekyll.
Helga.
Mm-hmm.
This woman is gay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Big buff lady in a maid costume. You gotta love her. And she's like,
she might have been trans, but I could be wrong about that.
I was gonna say just like big buff lesbian. But
that tracks too. Those things are not mutually exclusive.
It's true, they are not mutually exclusive. But she's like, I just cleaned this attic. Why are you guys messing it up? And they're like, you cleaned it? Really?
And there's like so much dust, it literally makes a cloud, and they sneeze like so much they shoot out of the room. Okay, Helga.
Yep. So we go to our smart gang, and Fred has found a clue, a newspaper clipping in the fireplace about Helga.
Yeah, now she used to be a circus performer.
It's pretty cool.
Just further proof that this woman is gay.
You can't be in the circus without being gay.
It's true.
Yeah. But very conspicuous that it was like in the fireplace, someone wanted to get rid of that, but also it's easy to find evidence. Interesting. So Scooby and Shaggy are now in a library, and Hyde just pops out of the bookcase, just like his face between the
Sure.
books, laughing, and then there's a door behind the bookcase. What the fuck?
To quote Avatar: The Last Airbender, secret tunnel.
So many secret tunnels in this place.
Indeed. It's a creepy old mansion. Of course there's going to be secret tunnels.
Of course. Shaggy and Scooby have now run to a room with a TV that has nothing in it, so they just like are inside the TV in various costumes. One of which is not very PC, but
no.
they're trying to fool Mr. Hyde into thinking that the TV is working and that they're not around.
Yep, but Shaggy pokes him in the stomach.
By accident. Mm-hmm. And that's how he figures out, there's people in the TV. So we slide down the banister.
We get Fred being ironic, where he's like, I wonder what happened to Shaggy and Scooby. We haven't heard anything from either of them. And then they just scream as they slide down the banister.
And then they bump right into Velma and like some kind of secret passage. So
Velma said it was a laundry
chute. It's a laundry chute. Sorry. Laundry chutes are a secret passage. Let's be clear. It's just...
No, they are. They are.
It's just a normal-ass secret passage that people expect in a house.
I've never been in a house with a laundry chute. It seems like it'd be kind of cool.
I have also never been in one, but you see them in movies. I think the first time I saw one was in, like, Home Alone.
Yeah, I think that's in, like, older houses. I could be wrong, though.
I would love that. A house with a laundry chute and, like, the little... What's it? The butler elevator things?
The dumbwaiter?
The dumbwaiter. Listen, you always see like people hiding in those, and that's just I'm not saying I would hide in one. I'm just like I always see that, and I'm like that's so cool.
I think I could fit in one, but damned if I wouldn't try.
Yeah, like if I were a small child and I lived in one of these houses with those kinds of things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is how I would play.
Obviously. Best place to do hide and seek, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. So, what did we find? We found another clue in the laundry room. It's a feather
literally
duster.
hit Shaggy on the head. Hit Shaggy over the head with it.
Like,
so
okay. We found Helga. We found two things against Helga. Wonder what's happening here. It seemed a little bit too obvious.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. So the gang meets up again, and they're like, let's go investigate her, since she seems suspicious.
Yeah, I mean, all signs are pointing to her right now. And Shaggy says, I'll stay out here with this fruit. I'm hungry.
So where do we look first? We have to look under her mattress, because that's where people keep stuff.
Listen, if you want to hide something, that's a good place to hide it.
I only see this again in, like, media. I've never tried it before, so...
I've done, like, under the bed, but never under the mattress specifically.
Yeah. I mean, under the bed is fine, because I got, like, you know, like, the whatever the fuck it is that, like, you can't see under my bed. There's the cloth in the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Scooby eats a banana, throws the banana out, and eats the peel.
This is fine.
Okay.
This is fine. Don't worry about it. So under her mattress, we find knockout pills and green paint. All right.
Sounds suspicious.
Very much.
And then Shaggy comes into the room and says, hey, I found something. And then he gets yoinked away.
Yoink. Yoink this man.
He has been yoinked.
He knows too much.
He does.
Also, like, is this our first... No, this is not our first instance. I think the last episode was the first, like, real kidnapping. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So we have another kidnapping charge. For our villains.
I'll check the YouTube video and we'll find out.
I don't think he's kind of just messing with Shaggy, though. He's just like, ooh, I'm gonna turn you into a frog. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And then we get probably the most confusing song choice of any Scooby-Doo related.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna get worse. We're gonna get worse song choices. And by worse, I mean, like, iconic. It
seems like this is a love song while Scooby is rescuing Shaggy from the ghost. But during this scene, we get our first honest-to-goodness Doors gag. And I am stoked. Fucking stoked.
But first, we have to ride all the way down. Oh my god. So Scooby has to save Shaggy. Shaggy, who is strapped to a table, a rolling table, like jumps on it. Hyde is also jumped on it, and now they're like rolling away, rolling down the stairs, and then through a door, and then this is how we get our doors gag.
Yes.
Because they go through a door and they come out another one, and then they're in the hallway. Then they do it. They do the doors, and it is the iconic song choice. Okay, this is what this era of Scooby-Doo does, is they choose very upbeat 70s pop music and then do a chase scene.
Okay.
And it doesn't quite, like, it's
the vibes
very,
aren't matching. The vibes are not matching.
Yeah. Like it is the Scooby-Doo vibe, but the vibe is like, what the fuck at the same time.
Yeah, because you get like a love song during this chase scene. Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. It's gonna keep happening. Don't worry about it. Also, I guess Shaggy and Scooby are in love. I guess maybe that's the vibe. Maybe that's why.
I don't know. They trap the ghost in a closet.
And Scooby puts a little sign on it that says "Do not open till Christmas."
Mm-hmm.
We love that.
Love that for him.
So they're running.
So the ghost gets out, and Scooby and Shaggy are riding away on an alligator.
They don't realize it's an alligator. They just thought it was like a barge or something.
Yeah.
And they have to jump on top of the poles that they were using as oars and like run away on them. I guess they're now stilts.
God, that's a lot of skill. Like, Shaggy's very dexterous. Like,
he is a
impressive.
charismatic dex build. Okay, charisma and dex.
Clearly.
That's all he's got.
So then Scooby feeds Shaggy some Scooby snacks from Hammerspace, and it apparently Scooby snacks have the power to give you super speed, because that's what happens.
Shaggy's eyes in that moment.
Charge.
We're charging him up with Scooby.
Yep. And then they crash through the side of the house, and a Scooby and Shaggy shaped hole is left behind, because of course it is. As
it should be. And now we have another clue that we have to show the gang. Because we're safe, but we're all together now. Look what we found.
Suction cups.
Interesting. In the fruit bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, him being in the fruit bowl was actually a good idea, rather than in Helga's room.
Right. A little shocking that actually turned out to be good, but... So Fred is like, okay, we're going to trap this ghost. It's not a ghost. We know it's not.
Ghost uses suction cups, so...
Exactly.
So Shaggy uses vicious mockery.
Yes.
Literally.
That's exactly what happens, and he falls for it.
He falls for it, and then he's chasing Shaggy and Scooby towards whatever trap that Fred has. Scooby's literally blowing raspberries. Like, this is vicious mockery, like, at its best.
At its peak. And we love that for them. But then...
Now, behind curtain number 1...
Uno reverse.
Uno reverse. We have another Mr. Hyde behind a curtain.
And then
he
another Mr. Hyde. And then another Mr. Hyde. That's definitely Velma.
The fact that they all were able to dress up as Mr. Hyde means that there's more outfits that look exactly the same that they could find.
Clearly.
And then he gets so scared that he runs all the way out the back door and falls down the trap into the mattress, which they tie him up with. I'm sorry, is this the first Fred trap that, like, fully worked the way it was supposed to?
I think so.
Because, like, it's usually not exactly the way it should. We're gonna have to check
this time it definitely did work flawlessly.
Absolutely flawlessly. The only thing is, they guessed it was the wrong person.
They did.
I think Velma even said that it was going to be Helga.
She did.
But then, we unmask him, and she's like, wait a second. It couldn't have been her, because she was a famous gymnast. She wouldn't need the suction cups. Bro,
nope.
How is she supposed to hang off the side of a building?
Her own 2 hands, I guess.
I feel like she still would have needed, like, rope or something, maybe.
Oh, I'm sure she had rope, but
Yeah. And
I will say this guy's very good at planting evidence. So
yeah, Jekyll literally just framed her very
mhm.
well.
Quite well, actually.
But Shaggy found the real clue. Everything else is fake. How about that?
Shaggy found the suction cups, and Scooby gives a little demonstration of how they work, scaling the ceiling.
With a suction cup on his tail, too.
That's definitely how that works.
It's absolutely how it works.
And we end the episode with Scooby hanging by his tail from the ceiling.
Even though the ones on his feet fell because he was too heavy, and now the one on his tail works. The logic isn't logicking, but okay.
I don't know, man. I'm just here.
I'm just here too. Yeah, Scooby Doo. Okay, Ethan.
Charlie, do you know what time it is?
We've all tried to do it at once. It's terror time again. All right.
Quite a bit of trivia here.
I already mentioned the 1970 thing is in the title and card and credits. Finally, even though the last 2 episodes were also made in 1970. So, don't worry about it.
So, this is significant changes to the beginning of the episode, including new scenes from the season have been put into the opening and closing credits, and a new theme song recorded by George A. Robertson Jr. replaces Larry Marks, who was the original singer. Robertson also performed the series' first Chase song, which is the one that we were just talking about earlier, that little love song. So they got the guy singing the theme song to do that
the song is called Recipe for My Love.
I could have figured that out, but okay.
I love that.
And then a couple of guys are promoted to story editors, and more writers have been hired, so that's good. That's good.
Good stuff.
Explains why we got a better plot than most of Where Are You?
This is our first episode with Heather North as the voice of Daphne, replacing Stefania Christopherson, whose name I always fudge, but I try so hard.
Yes. First one is the gang attending high school. Yeah, I think we'd mentioned that we didn't think that they were in high school anymore.
Yeah, I think we were trying to figure out if they were in high school or college age or something. So
yeah, because we thought that Fred was draft dodging.
Fred and Shaggy were
draft dodging.
Because I think you just have to be 18, right?
Pretty sure. So they would have been seniors in high school.
Yeah, I would think they would be seniors.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, we talked about the pickle on the sundae. It is a pickled jalapeno. Is what
that is not explicit
is what it
in
said.
The episode.
It's not made clear in the episode whatsoever, but that's what the wiki is saying.
This is one of the only Where Are You episodes that the villain tries to frame somebody innocent of that.
Yeah. It's one of the few episodes where Fred's trap actually works and is executed perfectly. That's why I wanted to check. I was like, is this the first time? Or
for sure.
Might be the first time.
So Daphne unmasked Dr. Jekyll, which is not what she usually does, but good for her.
Okay. We reuse a character model from this episode for episode in a something 3 episodes later, Scooby's Night with a Frozen Fright. Dr. Jekyll and Professor Wayne from the later episode look very similar, so could be the same character model.
In 2001, the Suction Cup Scooby-Doo action figure was released based on this episode, so that's nice.
That's awesome.
I've never seen that, so...
Oh, okay. The people who you said that are promoted to story editors, Joe Ruby and Ken Spears, said this is one of their favorite episodes.
Nice. So when the few episodes aired on Turner Networks prior to 1998, the 1994 Hanna-Barbera All-Stars comedy logo prior to being replaced with the 1994 Hanna-Barbera All-Stars action logo. Okay,
one of those weird Hanna-Barbera things. And this episode actually premiered the day before the anniversary of the show.
Nice. Very cool.
So, okay, for our disguises, we had Shaggy as a clown and a cavalry captain, Scooby disguised as a pilot, and then our Native American disguise. Not great.
It says there's no traps. That's a lie.
It doesn't say no traps. It just doesn't list it. It doesn't list the traps
either. So whoever was in charge of this
Maybe somebody's
They're not
still working on
doing...
this.
Maybe.
We need to start editing the Scooby Wiki, I think. I think that needs to
We
be
do.
the next thing. Because
Yeah.
we're becoming experts on the media. We need to start adding to it, you know?
For sure.
We have one box as a Scooby Snacks bribe. Just one whole box.
2 counts of zoinks and 1 count of a singular zoink. That's never happened before.
Zoink. That's
one
hilarious.
Zoink, not multiple. 1.
Obviously, this episode is a reference to The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Very cool.
And it was adapted a few different times. Good shit.
Very good.
Yeah, I like this one. So,
right. So before
Ethan.
we get to that,
before?
Yes. According to the YouTube video, Dr. Jekyll gets 3 years for 1 count of grand theft, 6 years for 1 count of breaking and entering, 1 count of evading the police for 1 year, 3 years for menacing, 4 years for child abduction, 8 years for kidnapping, and 3 years for false imprisonment, getting him a grand total of 28 years in prison.
Damn. Creepy dude.
So,
don't like him.
Yeah, me neither. But
whose side are we on here, my dear friend Ethan?
Honestly, I want to empathize with the good doctor, but framing somebody innocent for doing your dirty deeds, that's just not good.
Framing somebody who works for you, no less.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be like, oh, you know what? He's stealing from the rich. I don't care. He's stealing jewelry.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But he's also doing this to someone under his employment.
Right.
Like, nah, dog. I don't side with this man.
All right. So by process of elimination, we're on the side of the gang. Was this a good mystery? I personally think so.
I think this was, in fact, a very good mystery. For once, we did it, and it's because it was a fake out. Like,
it fooled everybody but Velma.
I mean, like, I'm not going to say it's not, like, obvious, but it's also, like, they're trying, and it is a children's show. So, it is very cool to see that, like, hey, look, the guy is like, oh, yeah, she's framing me. No, actually, he's framing her. What? It's very cool. I like our plot twist here. It's very good.
Yes. That was good. That was very good.
Enjoyed it. And I'm glad we're finally on season 2, even though it's only 8 episodes. So, only got a few more left here of Where Are You? Can't believe it.
It'll be out of the 70s? No, not yet.
No, I don't think we'll be out of the 70s just yet.
Not for a while.
Nah. It's gonna be a minute. We still got lots of classic Scooby-Doo stuff to go on.
Yeah, after Where Are You, we're into stuff I haven't seen, so...
I know, I'm gonna know more than you, but also I don't know all of the episodes. So, I know all of the Scooby-Doo show, but I don't know all of the new Scooby-Doo movies. Because some of those
and that's what's next.
Yeah, so we're gonna have fun.
We are.
But for now, we are going to split up and look for clues for our next mystery. Bye!
Boy.
You can follow this podcast's socials at Mysteries in the Machine Pod on Instagram. You can send a message to our email, mysteriesinthemachinepod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Ethan, on Instagram and Threads at ethan.t.hewlin. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram. Charlie?
I'm just rewatching it because I've already forgotten how it started. I knew he went into the car, and I forgot what happened before that.
You froze.
I froze? What did I do?
I don't know, bud.
You froze.
It's mutual freezing,
I'm
sounds
fine.
like.